Hey, what's going on, guys? Dan with Barrel Blades and Barbells. Today we're talking lights, specifically this one. This is the Inforce Wild 1. I'm going to warn you guys, when I'm done with this video, there's going to be some people that are not going to like me. I'm going to put it that way. I'm going to speak some truth on this one, and it's not negative on this. So we'll get into it though. So here's the deal. Wild 1, the smaller version, they make a Wild 2 is a little bigger. It's going to be more for like a Glock 17 or a Staccato or something like that, I feel. This is more for compact. Obviously you can tell by the size here. I actually really like the way this thing looks on my my Glock 19. Very, very clean, very smooth. First off, kind of give you some numbers on it. 500 lumens, 2-hour run time, and it's only 2.9 ounces. It is an aluminum body construction, so it doesn't have a whole lot of weight. It's actually rather light, to be honest. The couple things I do want to point out is the light itself. And I'm going to do some comparisons in this video. I don't normally do a whole lot of one-to-one comparisons. And this one I know is apples and oranges when we're talking these things. But the thing that, for me, when I'm talking products, I always weigh out what it is, like value-wise versus like my what am I using it for, and is it worth the money? You know what I mean? Like, all right, so I'm going to tell you. Staccato with an X300, you can do the math on how much the whole thing is. $300 in a light. Glock 19 Inforce Wild 1. All right, this light's $139. 300, 139. I get it. We're talking apples and oranges here, but you also have to ask what your situation is. Are you a duty officer, peace officer? You're carrying every day. You work third shift. You're in possibly a rougher neighborhood. By all means, this might be the way to go. 1,000 lumens, 500 lumens. You might be like, hey, I want the extra light. I want the extra exposure of profile light. I get it. All right, that makes sense to me. Now, if you're in my situation where you're, hey, I can still carry almost every day. I'm not outside at night very much in situations where I feel that I can carry or need to carry with a light. And I'm also not a huge guy. Like, I'm kind of big, but I'm not like real big. So I always worry about profiling. I don't like making myself a target. So with that being the case, I don't like my gun sticking out. If I'm CCWing this is coming off. I'm not running this. Now, a couple things that I do want to talk about, pros and cons, all right? If you're talking this thing, and this is where I'm gonna start pissing people off, I'm not a big fan of this light. I really am not, for a couple reasons. Number one, I do not like this on-off switch. The momentary on it, you have to push in. I feel like it's kind of janky. It's a little dumb. To turn it on and off, you have to push this down. And I'll be honest with you, it is not the easiest thing in the world to do. Like, I feel like there should be an easier design. With that being said, this one, I can do it with my fingernail. On, off. That's it. Like, it's just a click. And the nice part about it is you can go as you're going to your trigger. There's no like up and down like this as with the Surefire. This is just, it's on. That's all there is to it. So you hit it and you're on the trigger. I'm not going down, having to rearrange my finger back around to the trigger. So that's a pro for this. Me personally, I just like the way that's set up. Someone else might say, hey, I like the Surefire because, you know, I want it to be like a on and I'm not worrying about it getting bumped and turning off. Makes sense. I get it. But once again, personal preference, and what are you doing with it? What are you using it for? Something else that I did like about this that necessarily isn't a pro or a con against either one. I just personally, this has a more blue color to the light than this does. This is a little more yellow LED. I don't know. That's that's one, just personal preference. The other thing that I really like about this, that I'm not a huge fan on this, is the mounting system. Now, somebody's going to be like, oh, the quick detach is so nice because you just pull down and it slides right off. Yep, it does. You're right. When I first put this on, it was super snug. It slid on, it stayed on nice and tight. And now there's a little wiggle in it, and I don't know why. I might have to tear it apart and do some figuring out to figure out why a gun and a light combo that has 750 to 1,000 rounds through it is loose. Now, it's not like rattling around a whole bunch, but I can feel it when I move it. A $300 light, I feel, should not do that. Also, why am I taking the light off? There's only one reason I should be taking this light off: to change the battery. Well, guess what? With this, you don't have to do that. That right there is a set screw. You put it on, you tighten it down. You want to change the battery, unscrew the cap. Guess what's behind the light? The battery. I just feel like that's more, it just makes more sense. Like, I'm not gonna buy a gun and put a light on it and then buy a holster that is with this light in this setup and then want to be tearing it all apart. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you're buying a holster for this gun, it's all together. Like, you're not tearing it apart. The holster is designed for this then. So I don't know, maybe I'm thinking outside the box, maybe I'm being dumb, I don't know, but that's just how I feel about that one. Now, yes, once again, apples and oranges, I get it. Situational, 100%. Me personally, I'm CCWing, I'm going with this. Have I carried this setup? Absolutely, I've done it. Can I do it without profiling? That's a stretch. Can I do this? Absolutely. So, once again, you have to look at your personal situation and determine what's best for you and the people you're trying to protect. Overall, though, I do like the light itself. Obviously, I'm not going to say that it's the brightest light that's ever been. It's 500 lumens. Surefire is 1,000. You know, there's factors there. You know, weight, battery capacity, things of that nature. Like I said, it will run 2 hours according to the company that makes it. But I didn't test 2 hours just to kill a battery. I guess I could have. I just didn't feel the need for it. Overall, though, I do like it, and I might have to get the big one and do some testing and do more of a apples to apples with the Surefire and see if I still feel the same way. I don't know. Overall, though, I do like it. One other thing I did want to touch on, it does come with 2 different mounting adapters. It's got a universal one and then the one that's for a 1913. So if you have a handgun that runs 1913, you're covered there. The other one's the universal. It works on Glocks and pretty much everything else. But it does come with that. It's just 2 set screws, swap it out, you're good to go. Yeah, overall, though, I can't complain. I do like this thing. Like I said, clean design. I actually really prefer this button. But if you got any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll do my best to get back and comment as soon as I can with it. And as always, hit the bell, hit the subscribe, hit, I don't know, whatever other crap that YouTube's got out there right now, and try to help my channel, I guess. But as always, stay tuned, stay tactical, and I'll see you guys next time.